My name is Chiwike Okere. I work in the SME team here in Union Bank. I want to specially welcome you to the January 2025 edition of our monthly SME webinar series. This is the very first for this year, and it's quite timely, and we promise it's going to be interesting and insightful. So today's topic is, our topic for today is ensuring growth in 2025 with scalable and resilient business model. The year has started. I mean, if you're in business, 1 month is more or less gone. So by this time in December this year, you will be taking stock and reviewing your business performance at the end of the year. So it's important that at the beginning of the year, you set the tone for the financial year. And that is why we have brought this topic. And we've also brought 3 powerful women, to do justice to this. I call them powerful because beyond academic experience, they have practical business experience. So they're not going to be talking to you based on what they read in class or studied in school. They're all entrepreneurs in different fields. So they are talking based on experience. And we expect that and hope that if you're very attentive at the end of the program today, you will take lessons that if you implement in your business, you will be sure that you succeed at the end of the financial year. Before I go on to introduce them, I'd like to let all participants here know that for us in Union Bank, our focus is not just to have you come bank with us or have you come take loans, from us. One of the key things we're interested in as a business, as a bank, is to help support you in growing your business. And that is why through various platforms, through various fora, we put together business management capacity building programs, all geared towards helping you, supporting you to grow your business. So I'll go straight to introduce our speakers today, 3 of them. Yeah, you can see them. You can see them and their pictures and their profiles on the slides. The first speaker we have today is Oluwatoyin Bakari. She's an accountant, a chartered accountant. She's currently the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of SAS Textiles. Now, SAS Textiles is a company that started, is a business that started from just 1 room, and today it's expanded and has chains of outlets across the country. And she was instrumental to that. So she'll be sharing with us a lot of her experiences. She's a graduate of various entrepreneurship training programs and business schools, some of which include Deep Africa, Lagos Business School, Faith Foundation, and in fact, Harvard Business School. She's currently the president of the Alumni Association of Faith Foundation. Her interest is really in supporting entrepreneurs build and transform their businesses for phenomenal success. Our second speaker today is our slide mover. Can you please move on to the second speaker? Is Oluwatosi Kenny Olajide. Tosin is the executive director at Latos Training School. A school she set up basically to focus on skill acquisition programs and business management programs for young entrepreneurs. She had a dint in the banking sector before she went on to set up chains of businesses. One of the other businesses she runs is Latos Divine Concept. The focus of that business is to help entrepreneurs, position their businesses for brand visibility, basically building brand visibility for businesses, irrespective of the sectors they play. Our third speaker today is Ebere Oko. Ebere is a membership director at African Food Change Makers. She supported entrepreneurs, startups across various sectors of the economy, and more important, a key area of focus for Ebere or specialty for Ebere is to help businesses use digital tools, to grow their businesses and to expand their market reach. She's done a lot really in the sector. Her focus is in the agri value chain, and in the agri sector and its value chain. So that's it. That's a brief profile of our speakers today. As you can see, they are all well-experienced people based on their various business areas. Now we'll go straight into the lecture. We'll go straight into the program. I know that some of us may have questions while the program is on. So I'll just advise that any question you have, there's a chat box. You put your questions there at the end of the lecture or at the end of the presentation by each of the speakers. We will take your questions. Thank you very much. And we hope you have an insightful session. Thank you. So I'll hand over to our first speaker for today, Oluwatoyin Bakari. Mrs. Bakari, over to you.
Good morning. It's a very beautiful morning this morning. And I want to say thank you to Union Bank for putting together this very insightful webinar. And we also want to say thank you to Union Bank and the organizers of this particular webinar. One thing I want to say that we recognize your resilience, recognize your consistency, and we also recognize your impact, for over 107 years, especially to NSMEs, NMSMEs, the nano, small and medium scale enterprises. So thank you so much. And we're starting the year strong. A happy new year to everyone online. And it's good to see everyone this morning. It's good to see that we're all entrepreneurs. We're here to scale this morning, and we're starting the year strong as we gear up for 2025. And what do we want to do? We want to ensure growth. We want to ensure that in 2025, we're building a scalable business model, and we're going to talk about the foundation of scalability. And it's just about how can we, scale our businesses. And it's very important that we're resilient, we evaluate our. So I'm going to what our purpose this morning is to educate, to evaluate, and also to inspire. And one thing I will say that to scale, you must have a mindset shift. How do I please go back to the last slide. Okay, yes. So basically, we're going to talk about why we evaluate our business models. We're going to talk about the key components of a business model. We're going to talk about planning for 2025, and we'll have key takeaways and closing. And I will first of all start with a quote from one of my respected business entrepreneurs. And she said, for you to scale your business, you must have a mindset shift. You must know how to turn everyday frustrations into business opportunities. So as a business, I'm an executive director with SAS Textiles. And at SAS, we have built our business from a one-room store to a chain of stores. And our business is over 50 years now. It was started by our mother. And today, we're the second generation that took over SAS. We are now we're going to be 30 years this year. And I tell people that how we were able to go from that one-room store to different stores and also having a global process. As a business, you must know how to add value and create solutions. One thing I learned from all my business schools, especially from Faith Foundation, is that business is all about systems, structures, and processes. You must scale right, you must hire right, and you must hire right because your business is only as strong as the people who run it. And at its core, when we talk about, the core of being entrepreneurs, it's about being why am I an entrepreneur? I'm an entrepreneur to identify problems and also to create solutions. So why are we evaluating our business landscape? First of all, when we look at the Nigerian um, media NMS, MSME landscape, it's a very big landscape. We have about 40 million entrepreneurs with 90% as micro businesses. So there's a lot of opportunities. I've done a lot of research in that area. We must also look at the evolving business dynamics. We must look at the global and the local policies, the changes that are affecting Nigerian businesses. We look at the tax reforms. We look at everything. And of course, when I say, why are we evaluating our business models? One thing why you must evaluate your business model is that it's important you see yourself growing. You must see yourself that last year I was at this point. Maybe last year my turnover was about 50 million. This year I want to 10x. What strategies am I going to put up? How am I going to scale? Business is about systems, structures, and processes. So it's important you see yourself growing. It's important you see your business growing. Growth has to be seen. And there's a quote, and in part of the growth is we are being intentional. We're being on the call this morning. Last week I was in the room with some other CEOs, and we came together to strategize. And there was a quote we said that what you measure, what you monitor, you can measure. What you monitor, you can measure. What you measure, you can manage. So you must learn to manage what you're measuring. And what you manage, you can improve and you can sustain. So you can improve and you can sustain. Thank you so much. So 4 reasons why you must access your business model. The first reason I would say is that we must access our business model to ensure that our business remains competitive. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of technology, how are we how we're ensuring that our business is not just stagnant, but we're dynamic, we're adapting. So we must ensure that our business remains competitive. At SAS, we have different branches, and sometimes we feel that we're even competing amongst ourselves, but it must be healthy competition. You must evaluate your business so as to access and identify our strengths, our weaknesses. Be able to understand what are the strengths of my business, what value am I bringing into my business. You must also evaluate to adapt to market changes. And the last one why we must evaluate our business model is that we must to be able to uncover new growth opportunities, to be able to come into collaboration. One secret for 2025 is that for us to grow in this, we must learn to collaborate, we must learn to outsource, we must learn to come together, we must learn to form formidable partnerships. And when we talk about a business model, so that we're carrying everybody about, what is a business model? A business model simply describes how our business can create, can deliver, and capture value. I'm very, very big on capturing value. I'm very, very big on delivering value. We must deliver value in everything. What is our value quotient? We talk about the value proposition. And what are the key components of a business model? This is something we did in school, but these are things that we've adapted to our business now. And I'm just going to mention them briefly. We talk about our value proposition. We talk about our customer segments, and these are in the slides already. We talk about our revenue streams. What revenue streams? Where our income from our business? Where is it coming from? We could talk about our channels, and I'm going to look into them in depth. We talk about our cost structures. We talk about our key activities and our key resources. So when you look at your customer segment, but before I look at my customer segment, I'd like to talk about my value proposition. So as a business, what problem is my business solving? What problem is my business solving? How unique is my offering? How unique, what solution am I bringing on to ground? So for instance, in our business now, we've been in the business of taking care of people's fabric needs. We've been in the business of creating, beautiful memories, serving generations as they prepare for their beautiful events. We're there for people from the cradle to the grave. What have I been able to adapt? What value? How am I talking about my logistics, my delivery? What value? What extra mile am I going? Are my customers satisfied with my value? You must understand your value proposition. And there's something I always like to add about it. I talk about my value quotient. It's very, very important that we talk about all these things. Remember, I said that what you measure, you can manage. And what you manage, you can improve and you can sustain all these things. So it's very important that we understand the key components of our business. When we understand our value proposition, is it still relevant? Are people encouraged? We look at our customer segments. When you look at your customer segments, are your customers, are they happy? Are they happy? Are they satisfied? Are they, are they adapting? Do you understand the behaviors of your customers? Do you understand their buyer personnel? Do you understand what they want? Are you meeting their needs? I look at the new lines we've introduced in our business. We're trying to grow indigenous from looking at the global market, from being a company that sources from other countries. Now we've started to source locally. We've started to look at the Adire. We've started to look at the Ankara. We started to look at our Ashoke. We're trying to see how can we all come together to have a very good value proposition, to have a business that meets the needs of all our customers. So it's very, very important that we look at all these things. We look at our channels. How do we reach our customers? In what are they effective? Do you reach out to your customers? Are we, recently we had an upgrade in our system in our organization recently. And now we're doing a KYC. We're trying to know that it's important that we know our customers effectively. So it's important you have your channels. Are you marketing effectively? In fact, that is a whole new line that we're talking about now. A lot of people are not marketing. I have heard about businesses that have grown expensively because they started to pay value for marketing. So how are you reaching your customers? What channels? There are different channels that we can reach our customers. How are we reaching how are our customers happy? Are their demographics, are we adapting to the customer, to our customer needs? Then you look at your revenue streams. When I look at our revenue streams, what are our income sources? Are they sustainable? Are they scalable? So what are the primary sources of our income? Different people invest in different things. So for us, our primary source of our income is from fabrics. We sell fabrics, we turnover. I grew up in a house where, all I did was I had turnover. I had turnover. And when I had turnover, whatever she would sell, and she was also a customer of Union Bank in her days. These are banks we started business with. So what are the primary sources of our income? Are there opportunities for new revenue streams? You need to be open to collaborations. Are your pricing strategies, are they competitive? You need to look at other streams of income. In today's world, nobody puts their head. You must learn to diversify. You must learn to invest. You must learn to look at other things. You must learn to have product sales. You must learn to, there are businesses that just deal on services. You must learn to have your subscription revenue. There are things from advertising. When I look at our own revenue streams, sometimes it's just word of mouth, our customer referrals. We've had customers that have been with us for over 50 years and they're still standing with us. When their children were getting married, they bought from, when they were getting married, they bought from us. Now their children are getting married because our business is a transgenerational business. We've been able to evolve from a one source. So look at your revenue streams, look at your cost structure. Your cost structure. I tell people that in these days, we must learn to reduce our costs, reduce our overheads, reduce our costs, so that the most important thing is that our business is our business is sustainable, our businesses are profitable. And as I look at all these things, I just wanted to throw in a word, for businesses that are just starting. And before starting your business, you need to ask yourself a question: what is the gap in the market? What gap in the market am I trying to fill? What are the challenges people are facing? These are the questions. Because a lot of people ask me questions. Oh, what do you think? What is that pain point? For us, we knew that we help people with their sourcing for fabrics. sourcing for fabrics, consulting. We have people, especially we have an account called the Celebration of Life account. When people lose their loved ones, we're there for them because those are our values. What are
Hello, Oluwatoyin. Yeah, Oluwatoyin, it seems we can't hear you again. We can't hear you again. Perhaps you need to go out and come in again. Please, we have a little network glitch. Toyin will come in very shortly. Let's just hold on for her. Thank you. From what she has said so far, a key thing any business must ensure that they put in place this year is to ensure that you have the appropriate systems, structures, and processes. Once you have this, you have a good system, you have a good structure, and you have efficient processes. Yeah, okay,
I'm
she's
back
back.
now.
Over to you.
I'm
Yeah.
back now.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
sorry about that. We had some network glitches. But I was talking about as a new entrepreneur, I come in from a place of what solution do I want to bring on ground. Every successful entrepreneur you see today is because they are trying because they were able to identify a problem and offer the right solution the market needs. It's important that we're able to offer the right solutions and we're doing it with the right spirit of excellence. We're doing it where we're agile, where we respond appropriately. So your business idea should be about identify and unmet needs and building a business around fulfilling them. So like I told you earlier on, at its core, an entrepreneur is about identifying problems. I think about some of the most successful businesses. I look at the challenges and the solution they built. Look at Uber, for instance. Uber saw a gap and they brought about the solution. From the comfort of our home, we can, build businesses. We can just call for a cab. So look at, what you can, what solution do I want to bring about and begin to strategize. So let's go to the next slide now. Yes, so now we're going to talk about planning for 2025. Planning for 2025. How do I want to plan for 2025? How do I want to inspire myself? How do I want to identify my strength? How do I want to identify myself? How can I be very strategic? And as I plan for 2025, I need to evaluate where I am. I've already talked about the size of the MSME landscape in Nigeria. I've already talked about our business landscape. But the most important thing is that planning for 2025, how am I going to use all this information? The most important thing, I need to do a SWOT analysis. I need to set SMART goals that I can divide. For instance, we're already thinking about the retreat we're going to have, how we're going to set smart and break them into quarterly milestones, break them into achievable goals. How are we going to be practical? How are we going to look at our customers? How are we going to use the SWOT analysis to put in our business under a microscope? Look at it intently. Look at our strengths. What is the strength of my business? What am I doing well? Am I delivering at some point? What are the weaknesses? How can I convert these weaknesses to strength? What are the opportunities I am seeing? Like I said, what are the pain points? And most of all, what are the threats? And also, I also want us to look at our customer feedback. It's very, very important because as organizations, oh my God, are you trying to?
Go
Okay.
on, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, You must make sure that your customer feedback is important. Have a good ear, have a feedback system. Make sure that as people buy from you, listen to their positive and their negative feedback. What do I do with the positive feedback? With the positive feedback, I work on it, I improve on it. But with the negative feedback, I go back. Sometimes our customers come and tell, oh, we had an issue with this fabric. And immediately I go back to the manufacturer and immediately I make sure that it is dealt with right there and there. So all this feedback is very important because it will affect our operations. It's going to be very critical in helping us understand our value proposition in particular. So we've talked about our SWOT analysis. We've talked about us setting smart goals. You must develop your business targets. It's important making sure that they are target. What growth target do I intend to reach? How am I going to improve myself this year? Make sure that they are smart. Break them into quarterly goals. Identify individuals who can provide advice for you. People that can keep you accountable. If you don't have a board, have a board of advisors. Make sure that you are improving yourself. Remember, I said what you manage, you can measure. Develop a list of knowledge you need to gain for yourself. Along, so now we're talking about building knowledge. You must improve yourself. I like to tell about my Faith Foundation story. When I joined Faith Foundation, this was in 2008. Then our business was just one store in Akerele. We was just one store because as a business we've learned to grow organically. But going to Faith Foundation, I attended the EEP, which is the Emerging Entrepreneurial Program. From that, after doing that course on emerging entrepreneurs, I learned about corporate governance. I learned about, how to scale, how to do our finances well. And from there, we started to open branches. We opened branches in Ikoyi to Lekki to ShopRite, different places. And our staff were growing with us. We understood the importance of staff growth. We understood the importance of building knowledge. So enroll programs. There's so many programs you can talk about. We have so many. There's the EEP, there's the AEP for aspiring entrepreneurs. Therefore, your level, there's always something you need to know. But you need to find out what knowledge do I need to build? What personal skills do I want to develop? I might want to develop skills in AI. I want to develop skills in data technology. Let's just encourage ourselves. Now, as we go on, talk about accountability. Have your mentors, engage mentors. Have people that can guide you. Have people that can, encourage you, like we're doing now. Monitor trends, monitor your key competitors, have your goals. Where am I going to? Do you understand? Make sure that as you have all these goals, I make sure that I want to increase my revenue. And so let's go to the next slide, please. So as we look at our key takeaways, we want to talk about our action plans. It's very important that you call for a strategic meetings. Regular evaluation ensures growth and sustainability. Schedule regular business model reviews. So you have to look at your business proposition. Look at your business proposition. Look at your revenue streams. Look at your revenue streams. Involve your team in your assessment process. Leverage your customer insights. Set measurement goals for improvement. Have regular assessments. Align your goals. One thing at SAS, one thing we do is that, every now and then we look at our goals, we look at our visions, we look at our core values. Okay, we look at our core values, and as I round up now, have a robust business model, be resilient, make sure that you're improving on your processes, identify opportunities that lead to sustainable growth, and the call to action that I will tell everybody this beautiful morning is that start accessing your business model today. Start accessing it, start growing, make sure that your business model you are operating beyond your potentials, above your potentials. Together, we can ensure that Nigerian NMSs, we thrive as global leaders. There are so many people that are thriving. Make sure that at the end of the year, you can say that, oh, I wanted to set up a factory, and that factory came to place. At the end of the year, make sure that your internal customers, your external customers, everybody is thriving. At the end of the year, make sure that your business is about systems, structures, and about processes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so, so much. Systems, structures, and processes. So we'll go straight into the next topic or subtopic, building a resilient business. I will call on Oluwatosi Olajide to do justice to that. Thank you. Please, before she goes on, kindly note that the chat box is not enabled. If you have any questions, there's a Q&A box. Put in your questions there, and at the end of the presentations, we will take your questions. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tosin Olajide. Can we move on, please, so that we just get right into it? So I'll be talking about strategic planning and building a resilient business through strategic planning. So I'll go right into it so that will not take much of our time. Planning is the process of organizing ideas into actionable steps. And then within planning, there are 4 major categories. We have the strategic, the tactical, operational, and contingency planning. But for the purpose of this slide, we'll be working with strategic planning, which is a process in which an organization's leaders define their vision for the future and identify their organization's goals and objectives. The process includes establishing the sequence in which those goals should be realized so the organization can reach its stated vision. Moving on. We have some basic components of a strategic plan. You have to have your perspective, your clear vision, a defined mission, your core values, goals and objectives, performance drivers and risk, of course, our SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. And then you have your action plan and your quarterly review. Moving on, please. We have some activities under strategic planning. Your first step is to determine your organizational readiness. Are you ready? Step 2, develop your team and schedule. Put your team together to work on this. Step 3, you collect your current data, what you have on ground to work with. And then step 4, you review your collected data. Let's move on. To ensure your strategic planning efforts are successful, adhere to these 3 key principles. Align with your goals, stay flexible, and continuously improve. Let's move on, please. Okay, so in the Nigerian market, we have various trends that are shaping the business landscape, creating both challenges and opportunities for companies, especially SMEs. Not only in the Nigerian market, though global markets, of course, things change. Change is the only constant thing, but for this purpose, we are dwelling on just the Nigerian market. We have shifting consumer behavior, health and wellness. People don't want to take sugar anymore. They want to take Dabino, they want to take honey, just sugar substitute. We even have sugarcane sugar. I'm sure some of us have heard about that. We have demand for local products. People want to use shea butter. They want to use black soap. I make shea butter, I make black soap, by the way. And then, of course, there's the rise in demand for this oil, this palm kernel oil, that black palm kernel oil that normally you would not want to put on your shelf because you have a newborn baby. But now we're going local. We have the camwood, those natural stuff, turmeric, and people are really gearing towards that side. And also we have value-seeking consumers. Nobody is buying just anything anymore. You want to see value for your money. We have the digitalization and tech growth. AI and automation, all of us here, of course, with the use of AI, we're here today, we're doing this. Everything is, tech growth is everywhere in every organization. An organization that is not working with AI or is not growing technologically should probably be down the drain right now. So we have e-commerce expansion, we have Konga, Jumia, fintech growth, innovative solutions for payments. We have seller platforms, we have Lemfi, different innovations in that aspect. We have the social commerce, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. WhatsApp now, you can actually have office discussions, formal office discussions on WhatsApp, and you get your message passed across. You have blockchains and cryptocurrencies, remittance, investments, and online transactions. Remote work and hybrid models. See what we're doing right now. We're having this meeting and it's, of course, remote. Everybody's in the comfort of their home. Some are using their phones, some are using their systems, and we're all getting value. We're listening and we're learning something. So it's not compulsory that we have to be in the same physical space before we can get value from something. So yeah, sustainability and green initiatives. You have the solar, renewable energy. So many of us have solar panels on the roof of our houses now. We no longer wait for the NEPA and stuff like that. We have innovations that have come alive and then we work with them. We have the agri-tech, smart irrigation and organic farming, recycling and waste reduction. I used to know of a woman that turns this bag from sachet water, as we call it, a pure water. She uses that waste bags from detergents, papers. She uses them, recycles them, and makes them into laptop bags, school bags, and a lot. We see people innovating so many things. Nothing should be wasted these days. We have the coconut. The coconut shell is not thrown away. You can use it to make cups, house decorations, and all of that. The coconut milk is taken. The coconut water is also taken. You have coconut oil. You have coconut chaffs. Nothing wastes anymore if you can see and envision what you can bring out of it. We have the youth entrepreneurial surge, especially in tech, fashion, and creative industry. Oluwatoyin talked about fashion. We are all innovating, we're all coming up with different ideas to work better and faster and to, collaborate and work with more people instead of only one person sitting down and saying, I'm the one that is going to sew 1,000 pieces of these items. Why don't you outsource? Give it to someone. I have a friend by name Boom Trendy. She sells in large quantity, wholesales. So instead of her having to go through the problem of, riding the machine for donkey years to produce 1,000 pieces, why not just call somebody? She will just outsource it and then get these fabric makers in large quantity in Lagos, just give them the design and they send it forth to her in hundreds and thousands. That's how to work smart without necessarily stressing yourself. So we have funding programs also that target youth-led businesses. We have, of course, Tony Elumelu, they give grants. You can tap into that. And also, we have regulatory and policy changes, interventions for SMEs, promoting financial inclusion and supporting sectors like agriculture and manufacturing. Union Bank has put this together to give us some level of knowledge to grow our business. And then also, let's move on, please, so that we don't take too much time. So in preparing for different future scenarios, especially in the context of market trends and natural disasters, it is crucial for the resilience and growth of businesses. This is really crucial. We have to prepare. There are some strategies that can help businesses, particularly SMEs, prepare for these various scenarios that might be unforeseen. So we have scenario planning for market trends, digital transformation roadmap, flexible business models. Do not make your business model too rigid that you cannot adjust to changing scenarios. You have market research and trend monitoring. Make sure that you monitor what is going on in the market and then you're not left behind while you're still working with your 1920, ideas and models, and people have already moved on into 2050. So you have to keep researching and keep improving. And you have to have your sustainability strategy as well. Diversify your financials and access to, the capitals. Operational continuity and crisis management. Just develop a business continuity plan that no matter what happens, we can still adjust to whatever it is that is going on in the economy. Emergency response training. There are some natural disasters that happen. Someone might collapse at your office and there might be fire. Do you have fire extinguishers? Do you have people that can respond to emergencies? Do you have people that can perform CPR? I'm the manager of business marketing and strategy for a health consulting firm, that's Utopian Healthcare, and we train caregivers actually that, of course, we train caregivers and people that perform CPR, first aid response, and If you give your staff this level of training, this kind of training, then you can also respond appropriately to emergency situations that might, come up at work. You have remote and hybrid work infrastructure. I've already talked about that. We're doing that right now. We're doing a webinar, and then you can also be at your workplace and your staff can also work from anywhere. You have cybersecurity and data backup. Of course, you should know that all of your data should be backed up, yes? And we have building disaster resilience for natural disasters, risk assessment and mapping, insurance and financial preparedness, infrastructure and facility protection, supply chain contingency planning. Just have your plans all put together, stakeholder and community engagement. Carry your stakeholders, your shareholders along. Let the community be aware of what you're doing. Do CSR, give back to the society, let people know that you exist. In summary, by integrating these strategies, businesses can better prepare for varying scenarios, ensuring that they stay resilient, adaptable, and responsive to the, can we move on, please? Flexibility in adapting business strategies is increasingly important for companies, especially SMEs, to stay competitive in a rapidly changing environment. Let's have a closer look at why flexibility matters and how it can contribute to business success. You attract and retain talent when you have people working with you and you know that they are good. Please do not have an office environment that is rigid, that is toxic. Let them be able to stay and work with you for a long time. Let them feel included. Supporting innovation and agility. Keep improving. Innovate. Do not stay in one place. I've said this before. Navigating economic uncertainties and crisis. Meeting changing customer expectations. Change is the only constant thing. Customers just change. They can wake up tomorrow, I want rice today. They can wake up tomorrow, I don't like rice again, I want tuwo. And they just keep changing and evolving. You have to keep up with what the customer wants so you are not stuck in the past. Improving operational efficiency and cost management. Tony mentioned it earlier. Try to manage your costs. And then if you have to buy in bulk in order to save costs, buy in bulk. Do not buy in pieces. And then you say, okay, this thing is expensive, so my final product has to be expensive. If you can, buy in bulk and save costs. Leverage technological advancements, AI, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, leverage on all these tools. Responding to market shift. As the market is shifting, also shift along. Moving on, please. Practical ways we can build flexibility into our business strategies. We have agile planning. Just break down your large strategic goals into smaller iterative actions. If you have the holistic strategy, break it down into actionable points that you can work with, and then continuously learn and do your market research. Keep up with the market trends, customer feedback, and competitor moves. Yes, study your competitors, but then do not stalk them too much. Learn from them, improve on it, and just walk around what you have with you. Scenario planning. Prepare for multiple potential outcomes, e.g., economic shifts, regulatory changes. The government might just wake up and say, okay, we're not allowing this, we're allowing that. How do you fit in? Adjust and develop your contingency plans. Encourage a flexible culture. Yes, like I said, do not be too rigid so that you can, walk around what is going on in your environment. Cross-train and do your skills development within the organization so you are not stuck in the past. Keep improving, keep learning as the market evolves. Exploring new products, lines, services, or markets is a highly effective way for Nigerian small and medium-sized enterprises to diversify their revenue streams and strengthen resilience against market uncertainties. Let's have a breakdown of these strategies that you can use to explore and implement these growth avenues. One, you expand your product lines, have customer-centric product development, complementary products, and then you leverage seasonal trends and utilize customer feedback for innovation. Sometimes we have products that we're not asking the consumers for their feedback, and then we just keep producing. Sometimes these consumers are actually the ones that give us what to do to scale up our businesses if we listen to them. For instance, I used to have just black soap for having your bath. And then a friend used it. She was pregnant. At that time, she just said, can you make something for my baby? Oh my God. Let me go back to my drawing board. Let me see what I can use, natural products that can be effective for babies and be safe for them. And then I got into my research. I looked into my raw materials and I got out something. And from there, I batted the baby blend of black soap. Can you imagine? From a customer feedback. And today, of course, the baby is the model on that package. So yes, get your customer feedback and innovate from there. It's always amazing. Super good. And then you launch new services, service bundling, cross-selling, upselling. I don't want to bore us. We know all these things. Subscription models, after sales and value-added services. Some people would say, if you buy this much quantity, I would give you free delivery, even to countries outside of Nigeria. Free delivery if you buy this quantity of item. It's a value added service that you're adding to your product. Educational and advisory services. Sometimes you can just put up posts that explain the benefits of some of the raw materials, the main products. Just educate people why they need to use your product. What is in it for them? The benefits that they stand to derive. Educate them, let them know. Some might not know. Explore new markets, geographical expansion. If you're in a particular location, for instance, you're in Lagos and you feel that, okay, Lagos is getting saturated with this, let me move to Abuja. Expand your horizon, move to new locations. You might just see that you might make more income from the new location compared to what you were, holding on to. I'm not saying to shut down where you were before, but just expand and meet new people, have a test run of new markets, target different customer segments, adapt products for local preferences. Do not say, okay, I just want to be high up there alone. You can try the local, segments as well and see if you can scale up from there. And then you partner with local distributors, partner with people that can actually sell out your products and, expand your market reach for you. Participate in trade shows and exhibitions. I used to be a very big lover of trade shows and exhibitions. People know me very well that I attend trade fairs a lot. You get to meet new people, you get to meet new contacts that you ordinarily might never meet before. And then from there, they connect you with more and more businesses. So there's no gainsaying that it cannot be overemphasized. Just participate in exhibitions and meet new people. Leverage digital platforms for expansion. Global markets, places like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, e-commerce and social media, Jumia, Konga, we mentioned this. Use of digital marketing, targeted ads, search engine optimization, and influencer marketing. If you know an influencer, I influence for people, for businesses, of course. And, just put their market out there for people that are in my own timeline. And because of the goodwill I've built over the years, the people that are in my space tend to want to buy whatever it is that I say I'm recommending. So if you have influencers that pull the crowd, work with them, pay them, let them mention your product so that you can get that market segment, their friends, families, and followers and fans to know about your product and subsequently patronize you. Strategic partnerships and collaborations. Collaborate with complementary businesses. You have the bakery and coffee shop. You're a baker. Collaborate with the coffee shop. Supply them. You're moving on like that. You don't even have to have your own space. Just collaborate with people that are in your niche or that complements your businesses. We have caregivers and hospitals. Like I said, I work with a healthcare consulting firm. We have professionally trained caregivers and we work with hospitals. They need care nursing assistants. We have a pool, an agency that you can get this from. So collaboration will put you out there. We expand your business. We give you leverage over other businesses. Explore joint ventures if you can, but you have to put a lot of things in place, the lawyers, all the paperwork. But then if joint venture works for you, why not go ahead and do that? Innovate with niche products or customizations. Develop niche offerings. Just have a product, make sure that people know you for this, and then you can move on from there. Customization options is also there. And then we have the government and institutional partnerships. Explore government grants and support programs. Tunelu Melu gives grants every year, and it's running right now. So you can apply. I think it ends last day of March or something. You can apply. If you get the grants, expand. And then, of course, institutional contracts. You have schools, hospitals, and institutions. Work with them. In summary, we have diversification as a very powerful tool and a way for NSMEs to reduce dependence on a single revenue stream. You can build resilience and further foster long-term growth. By expanding product line, offering new services, and exploring new markets, Nigerian SMEs can actually better position themselves to navigate economic uncertainties and capture new opportunities in a dynamic market. Can we move on, please? Strategic partnerships can be transformative for businesses, especially for SMEs, by creating new revenue streams and enhancing market research. These alliances leverage the strengths, resources, and networks of each partner to achieve mutually beneficial goals, ultimately fostering growth and competitiveness. Here's how. Expand market reach and access to new customer segments. Complementary product service. I've mentioned a lot about this. You have cross promotions, a beauty brand, and a wellness park can actually work together. Product bundling. A fitness equipment company partnering with a health food brand would create a wellness bundle. Like, for instance, I make Greek yogurt. It's a healthy product. I can collaborate with, gym people to make sure that there are people that are coming for weight loss can actually get the unsweetened Greek yogurt and work with it. Do you understand? And then also you enhance your value proposition and customer experience. Enhance customer convenience, like an e-commerce business plus a logistics company. You have a business like, okay, I have products and I need the logistics company to deliver within and outside my jurisdiction. Access to new technology and innovation, technology sharing to improve production efficiency, co-development of products or services, like we have a food beverage company plus a packaging company. Again, I'll talk about the Greek yogurts. I make the yogurt, I need packaging material, so I need the packaging company to work with. Reduce cost and increase operational efficiency, shared resources. We can have NAFDAC, for instance, has this platform whereby you can share space with various other production people so that you can get your NAFDAC number. So it's not cast in stone. It's no longer rigid that you have to have a 5-bedroom flat and then you have production room, this room, that room. You can actually have a shared space with other people that you can work with and then get your NAFDAC approval. Lowered entry barriers to new markets. Just start small and then go from there. Increase brand credibility and trust. Building brand credibility is like a new finance servicing company with a well-established bank. You're just coming up. You don't even know if people will accept you or not. Work with an established brand and then take it from there. Let them hold your hand and help you go. You strengthen market position like a local food producer plus a well-known supermarket. You know, these plantain chips, we have so many people supplying supermarkets. It's not like the supermarket is the producer of all the things that they sell. So if you make plantain chips, if you make bean cake, kuli, excuse me for the use of that word, you can package it and then supply the supermarkets. They get it to the end users that come to their place that you don't necessarily have to have direct conversations with. Create new revenue streams, joint ventures for new product lines, and profit sharing agreements, software company plus consulting firm. Gaining competitive insights and market intelligence, access to industry knowledge, retail company plus, market research firm, and all of that. Then you leverage digital partnerships for online reach. Can we move on, please, so that I can wrap up this? Implementing a successful strategic partnership, you should align your goals and values, define clear roles and responsibilities, develop a flexible agreement, track and evaluate your performance. Let's move on, please. Let's move on. Thank you. So we just have examples of Nigerian businesses that have adapted and grown over the years, like, Iroko TV, our local Netflix, Nigerian Netflix, and they've actually grown and expanded. You have the Piggyvest and Cowrywise. Apart from you saving daily, you can actually have real estate investments and other investments from that same platform. So the takeaway from those businesses and their involvement over the years is to listen and adapt to customer needs, alternative financing models, get in touch with that, have product diversification, and invest in technology and user experience. These Nigerian businesses demonstrate the value of innovation, adaptability, and understanding local markets. By focusing on customer needs and harnessing technology, they have built sustainable revenue models and continue to set examples for other SMEs in Nigeria and across Africa. I'd like to say thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Tosi, for the insightful rendition. So business strategy is important. Understand your mission while you're in business. Be clear as to where you're going to your vision. Set clear strategic objectives, and then you put in place various initiatives that will help you meet your objectives. Thank you so much for that. We'll move on to our last speaker for today, Ebere Oko. She's going to be talking to us on integrating scalability and resilience for sustainable growth. Over to you, Ebere.
Thank you very much, Chiwike. Please confirm that you can hear me.
We can hear you clearly.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And kudos to Mrs. Bakare and Oluwatosin. My task is to tell us how we can integrate scalability and resilience for sustained growth. And we have heard scalability from Oluwatoyin and resilience from Oluwatosin. So what I am doing now is to see how we can integrate this knowledge we have gained in the past few minutes that we have spent here. For the purpose of this course, I will be focusing on two key business elements that no SME should take for granted: the customer feedback and digital transformation. I will say intentional digital transformation. We know that every business is established with a target customer in mind. How does a business come about? What makes you start a business? You have identified a need, and you have identified people who have that need. And then you realize that you have the capacity to meet that need. And then maybe make a few currencies here and there from that transaction. So you see that the center of your business, the core of your business, is your customer. If you must make profits, if you must expand in your business, you must focus on customer satisfaction. You must ensure that your customers are satisfied. That is the essence of customer feedback. And in our world today, customer feedback and technology are driving SME growth and resilience. So Oluwatosin mentioned earlier, if you are not following the trend in digital transformation, if you are not following the trend in ICT, you have been left behind. You need to move on. You need to flow with the trend. My objective today is to equip you with strategies to collect and leverage feedback while embracing digital transformation effectively. Why does customer feedback matter? Why is it important? What is customer feedback, first of all? It's the gathering of information, opinions, insights shared by customers about their experiences with your products, with your services, and your overall brand. And why is it important? Why do you need to know whether you are doing okay, whether you're satisfying your customer? I mean, I have a business, I'm making money out of it. Who cares whether they enjoy it or not? That is a wrong mindset. You must ensure that you follow up with customer feedback. And why is it important? Customer feedback helps you understand customer satisfaction. You understand your customer needs and preferences. You know what they want. You know that as a human being, you can never satisfy us. Say our needs are insatiable. We are not satisfied. We are not done. You are giving us this this biscuit that you produce. It tastes good for a period of time, and then after some years, we want to change taste. We want to taste something different. You probably are doing oat biscuits. After some time, I would like to know how ginger biscuit tastes. So my taste will continue to change. And if you cannot understand that change, that dynamics, if you do not look out for if you don't seek for my feedback as often as possible. So customer feedback helps you understand the needs, the changing needs and preferences of your customers. It helps you identify areas for improvement. You don't want to remain where you are. Every business person must have a growth mindset. You must always look at what the next step is, what the next thing is for your business. How far can you go? How higher can you get? And I mean, how higher can you get if you cannot identify areas for improvement? If you cannot improve your today, how do you want to achieve your tomorrow anyway? So the customer feedback would help you identify areas for improvement in your business. And you get to improve your product offerings and ensure customer satisfaction. It helps you make informed decisions to enhance customer experience. So you don't just make decisions. You don't just make business decisions. We are set for 2025. Oluwatoyin has shown us how to set up our 2025 goals. Every business today is up and about. Oh, what are we going to do for this year? How are we going to achieve this year? Are you doing all of this with your customer in mind? Did you conduct a feedback exercise in 2024 that will inform your roadmap for 2025? Or you are working based on a brainwave, or you wake up in the morning and say, I think we need to do this year. Oh, this thing looks beautiful. We need to change our package this year. We need to change our products this year. We need to change our brands this year. You spend so much money, renewing or refining or evolving your products and services without insights from your customers. At the end of the day, you are spending so much money in doing this, but you are not adding value to the people who will use these products. Customer feedback helps you build loyalty and strengthen brand reputation. So every customer wants to feel part of your business. I'm patronizing you. I want to be part of your business. I want to have that sense of belonging. And you know how that works for me. If from every point in time you reach out to me and say, please, how did you enjoy my product? Did you like it? What do you think we need to change? I begin to feel like I'm part of the company. Okay. And I become loyal because I am part of the company, or because I'm part of your business. I want your business to grow. So I will go out there to promote your business free of charge most of the time. So you see that customer feedback helps you build loyalty. What are the methods of collecting feedback? So the very conventional method that we all know and can relate with is the surveys. So we have three major types of surveys: the customer satisfaction score survey, the net promoter score survey, the customer effort score survey. These are three different kinds of survey. The first one measures how your customers is satisfied with your products. So you see all those questions, all those pop-up questions after using a particular site. Tell us how you feel about this service, right? Or somebody buys a product from you, you reach out to the customer to know if they enjoyed that thing that they have bought from you. Okay, so your customer satisfaction survey measures how satisfied your customer is with your product or service. Now, it goes beyond your product, so that you don't just say, oh, my customer likes my product. No, it doesn't end there. Because that is why you see a lot of businesses spend so much time in building beautiful, good products and spend zero time in forming, structure and customer service or customer relations structure. So while you are testing their satisfaction rate for your products, you're also testing their satisfaction rate for your customer experience. Okay, how were they received? Hope you were received properly by our team. Hope these products got to you early, as at when due, and in good shape. And then moving on to the net promoter score, you want to know whether they can recommend you. how likely is it for your customers to recommend you to other people? Are they just buying from you, or they are spreading the good news to other people? Customer effort score. How easy is it for your customers to access or use your products or services? I don't know if you had this experience where you go on a website and you don't even know what to do. You want to make an order, you go to the website, you are searching, where do I press? You are confused. But you see websites that you need to make order from, you want to order a product from, you go on the website, you see the product immediately, you click on order, it asks for your information, and you move. So you see how easy it is. Some of your customers are struggling with using your products or services. It is important through your customer feedback process to know whether they are actually using your products right, whether they are enjoying it, whether they are finding it easy accessing your product. And then when you're able to get this information, you now know how to refine your products to actually satisfy your customers. Moving on to the focus groups, it's another type of, a different way of collecting feedback. You do this through calls, interviews, or group sessions, basically, just to interact directly, physically, most of the time, or even over the phone with customers. So it takes you away from the survey. The difference now is that the survey is how likely are you? Very likely, most likely, not likely. Okay, or rates my team's services for you to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just put that there and then work with those figures or numbers, right? But you see what focus groups does for us is that it becomes more specific. So you're asking direct questions. Which of our products do you enjoy most? Why do you enjoy this one over this? Why do you prefer this over that? What was your experience like at your last visit to our business center or our company? So you are asking specific questions to this group of people, and make sure that these are people who use your products, not random people. Target audience, your target clients, your target users. Who are the kind of people that use your product? This is what the focus group does for you. And if you are gathering this, make sure you are an active listener. Make sure you're not that person who would ask a question and then when they answer you, you are trying to be defensive. Oh, you ask a question and then they tell you, I don't like your packaging. When I ordered this bag of rice, by the time it got to my shop, the bag had torn open. I had lost a large quantity of rice. And then your response is, oh, the bag we used then to package this rice is actually good, or it's original, or I ordered it from China. So I don't know what would have happened. But when it got, that is not the time for you to start being defensive. No, you must be an active listener so that you listen to what they are saying and what they are not saying. You take note of it and go back to your office and refine your product delivery. Prepare ahead and keep the conversation focused. There is this temptation when you are discussing with somebody face to face and then you divert. So you are talking about, the person is trying to tell you about, oh, I noticed you have reduced quality of your products. And then your response will now be, you know how things are in this country. Things are hard. Oh. Economy is bad. This country, government, leadership. Before you know, you have gone off the topic and you are talking politics. But this person is trying to tell you that, look, this is my own experience with you. I'm not talking about government. Okay, so make sure that your conversation is focused. Stay in topic, right? And make sure that by the time you are done with that focus groups, interviews, and interactions, you already have outlined next steps for your business to take. Social media listening is another way for you to capture feedback, right? So on social media, you have people that will mention you. And please, before I even move on, I hope every business here is active on social media. Don't take it for granted. This is not the age where you would say, I don't do social media. If you are in business, you need to take your business out there, be on social media. And then when you engage with customers on social media, they know that you are active on social media. They tag you to their posts now and then. You can even ask them to tag you whenever they use your products and all of that. And then people too may also, share their concerns about your products on social media. Someone may just tweet about you and tag you. So when you monitor these mentions, called mentions, when you are tagged on social media, it means that you've been mentioned. So when you monitor all these mentions across social media, you have an understanding of what customers want from you. Utilize Instagram posts. On Instagram, you can actually use polls to get to understand what your customers would like. And then there is the Hootsuite and the brand watch that helps you go online on your behalf and capture comments, opinions, posts that people are making about your brand, about your business. So even while you are asleep, there's an app that does that for you. For your surveys, utilize the Google Forms, Microsoft Forms. They are free of charge. SurveyMonkey and Spock makes it a bit, flexible, but it's not entirely free. So, but you can also check that out. Always request for reviews from your customers. If you have a website, live chats, very important. When customers come online to your website, you can engage them through live chats. And then you have the website analytics that show you how customers are interacting with your products online. Moving forward to analyzing feedback. First of all, you need to collect this feedback through all of these areas that I have mentioned, through all of these methods that I have mentioned, and then categorize your feedback based on themes and topics. You need to identify the common trends and the issues. What is popular? What are those things people are always complaining about? Categorize them, right? Categorize them by demographics, categorize them by taste, categorize them by trends, categorize them by preferences, and so on. Identify trends and patterns. Understand the most common pain points. What are those things that they're complaining about? And identify areas for improvement. Determine key metrics. Identify metrics relevant to your business using the customer satisfaction score, the NPS, and then the CES, customer effort score. The NPS is net promoter score, like I mentioned earlier. Because we know that there are 3 different types of survey based on for your CSAT. What is your metrics? If you want to know that your business is doing the right thing, you know that you should score an average of 50, for example. And then if you are below 50 for your CSAT, then you know that there's a lot you need to do. Even if you are above 50, there is that 1% that of your customer that is saying, and think you need to improve here. Don't take that 1% for granted. Use analytical tools to analyze all this feedback that you have gathered. And don't do nothing. Generate actionable insight from this analysis. Decide on what you need to do using this feedback that you have gathered. Feedback should not be a waste. Strategies for implementing these changes. First of all, integrate feedback into product roadmap. So now that you have gathered this feedback, you have analyzed it, you have now recorded what your customers really, really want from you. It's now time for you and your team to sit down and say, okay, for this next batch of our products, based on this customer feedback, we are going to change X, Y, Z. This has to happen from the onset. And this is the best time at the beginning of the year to actually do this. Collaborate with cross-functional teams. Carry every team member along. Very, very important. And let me even say something about this. As a business owner, you have a vision. You already have in your head what your business needs to do. You set up structures and all of that. And then you have team members who are really not, passionate about what you are pursuing. And so they do the barest minimum, and then you see that in their relationship with your customer. So by the time you have captured this feedback, and then you see that, your customers are complaining about how your employees are treating them or communicating with them or handling their products, you know that you need to carry everybody along, even down to the cleaner in your office, the gate man. Everybody needs to be part of your change implementation. Pilot and test changes before scaling. So when you have applied these changes, don't throw it out there yet. Test it. Reach out to, I would prefer the focus groups that you had engaged before now, and tell them to test your new product. Direct them to all of those changes that you have made and get their feedback. And then when you see that it is good enough, you can scale. When I mean scale, you can go live with this product. You can go public with it. Communicate changes to your customers. You know what this does for you. Your customer now know, oh, these people are listening to me. So you see that you did not just change, you did not just throw the new product. They may not take note of it.
Sorry for interrupting you, Ebere. Sorry for interrupting you. Can you quickly just wrap up so that we can take enough questions, please?
Okay. So I'll just
2
read
minutes.
through them. All right, thank you. So communicate these changes to customers and clients to build trust, and continuous evaluation of these impacts on customer satisfaction. Very, very important. Technology adoption. I'll just go straight to technology adoption for e-commerce platforms, Shopify, WooCommerce,
2 minutes,
BigCommerce.
please. 2 minutes, please.
Okay. For future proofing for growth and resilience, I'll just use this to wrap up. What we need to do as a business. First, invest in emerging technologies and enhance cybersecurity measures. We can't hear that enough. Focus on data-driven decision making. Foster a culture of innovation. Develop a customer-centric approach, like I've talked about. Plan for business continuity, and very importantly, build strategic partnerships. Join associations, organizations that you can reach out to fellow business persons. For example, African Food Change Makers is a non-profit organization for agripreneurs. If you're an agripreneur, you join the African Food Change Makers, you have access to a lot of resources that will help you scale your businesses. Call to action. What you need to do, first of all, evaluate your current feedback process and digital tools. Identify one area for immediate improvement. Don't sleep on it. Stay committed to continuous learning and adaptation. Put your team together, train them, train yourselves, do a lot of research, and find out what is best for your business growth. And if you operate in the agri-food business environment in Africa, you should join the African Food Change Makers today. Visit www.afchub.org to learn more about the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for the insightful presentation. So I will go straight into the question and answer session. We don't have time again, so we may take just 2 or 3 questions. I'll go with, I'm going to put off my camera. So once I ask the question, you just answer. So the first question is directed to Mrs. Oluwatoyin Bakare. So Stephen Erinle is asking that what did the first generation of entrepreneurs who started your business, what did they put in place to ensure there's a smooth generational transition? Because he is in a first generation business and also want to pass on the business to his children. Mrs. Bakare, please. Hello, Mrs. Bakare. Hello, Mrs. Bakare. Did you get that? Okay, let me take the next question. The next question is to Oluwatosin. The person is asking, aside the TE funds you talked about, what other kind of funds or perhaps grants are available for MSMEs?
Okay, thank you for that question. So there are always grants all around, everywhere. Just look around you, even in your church. There are times that maybe people will just say, okay, I want to sponsor some set of people with this particular business. I have some amount. The grant doesn't have to be like $5,000, like Tony Elumelu. It could be 200,000 naira. It could be 500,000 naira. Just look around you for opportunities. Do not stay hidden. Be out there. Ask questions. Relate with people so that when they have opportunities that are around them and you're not necessarily like informed of it, they can actually tell you. But beyond looking for thousands of dollars in grants. You can also get 100K, 200K, and all of that. So just look around you, surf the net. There are grants that are flying everywhere. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Now,
can I
a lot of
quickly
people are
finish? Can I finish up now? I'm so sorry. My network cut me off.
Oh, okay. Very quickly, man. The person is
Okay, yes, so I
asking,
said the
what did your
first
parents do?
generation, what she instilled in us was a culture of hard work, a culture of excellent customer service, a culture of integrity, and she instilled in us the core values of love and hard work and being fair, right pricing strategy. And it was those values that we built for the second generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So people are asking, will they get the slides? Yes, please. We will send everybody who registered for this program the slides for future learnings. Somebody is also asking, a number of people are asking for the next webinar. The next webinar will be in February, so we'll also notify you on that. The next question, I think this will be my last, and then we'll wrap up,
Yeah, calling you.
is to Ebere. Ebere, somebody is asking that what are the cost-effective ways? Actually, he wants to do some customer insight survey, but does not have money to do it. Are there any cheap tools they can leverage to achieve that?
Absolutely. So like I mentioned earlier, you have the Microsoft Forms and the Google Forms. So these forms come with templates, that you can just take advantage of, and they are free of charge. So it's advisable that when you want to implement all of these things, start small before you can scale. So when you have money, you can now try these other ones that are cheap. Even the SurveyMonkey has the free version, but it's actually limited. So I would recommend the Google Forms and the Microsoft Forms.
Okay, so to Oluwatosi, there's another direct question to you. Last one, please. The person says, how can I effectively position my business for sustainable growth? Well, that is what we've all been saying in this session. So perhaps when we send you the slides and subsequent engagements with us, you can learn more. So that brings us to the end of the session today. I want to thank especially our speakers for the insight and the knowledge they've shared with us. We're so grateful. And we believe that the participants here, I mean, from the questions I'm seeing here, people are really, have really been impacted. So we will see you again in February. And from all of us here in Union Bank, we want to say thank you very much for participating. You can always send an email to us should you have any questions or you want us to directly link you to our participants here for one kind of support or the other. Because I saw a question, someone asked, can I have, I think he was talking about Mrs. Bakari to be her mentor, So you can write directly to us or send us emails and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating, and see you next month. Do have a good day.